If your Cockapoo is reactive, barking, lunging and pulling on the lead as soon as you leave the house and just honestly making walks a pain, it's not because you're not using the right collar, lead or high value treats. It's because you're missing these three key pillars. These pillars make up the cornerstone of all my reactivity programs, and honestly it's the third one that pretty much everyone misses, and honestly no one even talks about it. So in this video, I'm going to break down the three pillars you need to solve your Cockapoo's reactivity. Follow this video to the T, and I promise that your Cockapoo's reactivity will literally become a walk in the park. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of the reasons that your Cockapoos are reactive is because they're not fulfilled. And we have to ask ourselves this question. We might not like the answer, but is my dog being a dick, or do they just have a shitty life? So the first thing I do with all of my clients is get them to run me through a day in their life. And 80% of the time, they're just not giving their dogs enough. We put them on a 6-foot lead and we walk around the block, and it's the same route every day. And then we wonder why they get such a kick out of barking at the postman and barking at other dogs. It's because we're just not doing enough. So the first thing that you need to understand with your Cockapoo is making sure they are fulfilled and stimulated. And in my opinion, the best way we can do this is let Mother Nature do it for us. We live in a world where our Cockapoos can explore, roam and run free, and that's exactly what we need to do to begin with. So we're going to walk, and we're going to go for a little walk with my dog. Bonnie, free. Now you'll notice here, the Bonnie's off the lead. This is how we spend our walks. For some of you, this will be illegal. So you might need to use a retractable lead, you might need to use a long line. Bonnie can be off lead because I have 100% reliability with my recall. And we have to ask ourselves, is that not the whole point? And you'll notice if some of you have sort of like got an eye out, that Bonnie here, you having fun? Bonnie here is wearing an e-collar, which is why she can't be off lead. Because I'm not prepared to risk her safety or anyone else's safety for her being off lead. So it's really important we can manage our dogs. So use long lines and things so that you can just reel them into you. Or what you can do is you can train them how to be off lead. Bonnie, this way. So she's free and she can have a sniff. And I want her to do this. She will cover about 3 times the amount of steps off lead than she would on lead. I want her to go in to the bushes here, chase squirrels, maybe roll in some poo. Just be a dog. I can't emphasize enough, when my clients do this, the difference is unbelievable. And I would put good money on, with the majority of your Cockapoos, if you just made this one change, a lot of your behavioral issues would disappear. Good girl. Okay. You're just all crazy at the moment. Free. Okay. So I don't need to be micromanaging her. I just want her to sniff, relax, be a dog and have fun in general. So novelty for our dogs is what's fulfilling and stimulating. New experiences, new smells, new sights, new sounds. So coming to a place like this where she can roam and be free is going to be better for her than any cheap bit of plastic from the pet store would ever be. Licky mat, peanut butter filled Kongs, it is no replacement for this. Can it be a nice addition? Sometimes, but it is no replacement for this. And again, the reason Bonnie can be like this is because I know she will come back, right? And she can be free and she can roam. We've just been doing a little bit of training, so we've built up a lot of engagement, so she actually wants to be with me, right? Free. Oh. But then if I need her to, Bonnie, here. Yes, heel. Yes, heel. Yes, down. Yes, free. Yeah, good girl. You don't need to be doing that with your Cockapoo. You just need your Cockapoo to come back when they're called. That's where all my clients get to, and they're like, you know what? This has changed my quality of life. It's changed my dog's quality of life. That's enough. But that's my point. You have to start with this. People want to start jumping into the training. How do I stop my dog from doing this? How do I stop my dog from doing that? Give your dog what they were put on this earth to do, to sniff, to explore, to run, to chase, and I promise you, you'll have so much less work on the back end. You'll have a much more fulfilled, happy dog. And why are we doing this if it's not to make our dogs happy? That is the point. So do not miss this step. It is the most important. Hey everyone, sorry for the interruption. Just very quickly, I want to let you know about the free Cockapoo reactivity training that I have put together. The 3 pillars about how to fix your Cockapoo's reactivity. Every single owner I speak to gets this wrong. They miss these 3 pillars and it basically guarantees that their Cockapoo's always going to be reactive. However, you get this right and life with your Cockapoo will change. It is completely free and it is linked in the description. Don't miss it. Next thing that's important to have with your Cockapoo is a way to communicate that they get it right. People make one of 2 mistakes. Either they never tell their dog that they're right, so the dog just never learns that like anything I did was correct, or they rely on bribery, so they'll get a packet of treats out and shake it at their Cockapoo to try and get them to interact with them. And then we wonder why our dogs aren't too interested. So I'm going to show you how to charge a reward marker really simply. We excited pup. Again, I don't care about my dog jumping on me. If you do, so be it, but this, I train dogs for a living. This is my daily attire. So she jumps on me, I couldn't care less. Your mileage may vary. Okay, so I have Bonnie's essential food. Not treats, her normal food. She's fed raw. If your dog's fed kibble, this will be a little bit cleaner for you. If your dog's fed wet or fed raw, get a glove. Doesn't change for you. The rules aren't different because you feed your dog that way, okay? Really, really simple. Now, Bonnie has a reward marker, so I'm gonna have to come up with a different word. I'm gonna say the word pineapple. Pineapple, pineapple, pineapple. Means nothing. She's just trying shit. Means nothing to her, right? What I do is I go out into the garden and I have my dog. I start with my hands out of my pocket. I say the word, then I'm gonna move. I'm gonna throw a little bit to the right. When my dog picks her head up and looks at me, I'm gonna throw a little bit to the left. My dog picks her head up and looks at me, I'm gonna pay more from me. It's called the Newton's cradle method. Pineapple. I then move. I throw a little bit to my right. Pineapple. To my left. Pineapple. A little bit more from me. We'll go into it again. Pineapple. Pineapple. Let her get it. And doing this on concrete would probably be the best idea. Hey, pineapple. 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 And I pay for me. And what should start to happen is my dog should associate that word with good things are happening. So I don't need to rely on bribery and treats. I can say that word and that will hold all the positive connotations that the food does. So what should happen now is Bonnie's not looking at me. Very quickly, I'm going to show you how quickly this can be done. So I can throw a little bit away from her. Have her eat it. Pineapple. We're going to start building up that association. As a general rule of thumb, I will have my clients do this 2 times a day for 3 days. And that's usually enough for their dog to hear that word. How we test that is our dog's in a different room of the house. We say our marker. So in this case, I would say pineapple. And my dog should go from a state of no anticipation, just lying relaxed on the sofa, to anticipation. So for many of you with your dogs, that'll be the case when you like lift up your lead to go for a walk or put your coat on, your dog go boom, shoot up in anticipation. That's what we're looking for from this. So again, I have it already at this stage where I can throw food there. Bonnie can be doing something else. She's eating too fast. She can be doing something else. Pineapple, and I get that turn and I get that response. Next thing that's really important for you to have with your reactive Cockapoo is the ability to say no. To say, I don't want you to do that right now. That's not on the menu. Pick something else. You'd be amazed at how many people come to me and they don't have that clarity with their dog. Their dog countersurfs, their dog bites them during play, their dog jumps up on strangers, and we aren't able to say, hey, don't do that. And then we expect when our dog barks at other dogs, somehow magically we're able to communicate, I don't want you to do that. Again, this is no replacement for fulfillment and also then for showing the dog what to do with the reward marker. Those are pillars and staples of good dog training. But just as they are, so is the ability to say, don't do that right now. Now, with Bonnie, I have a punishment marker charged. So punishment, the ability to decrease the frequency and likelihood of a behavior repeating itself. So I can have a bag go down that she can investigate. No. And I can say, hey, don't do that right now. And that way I can have clarity. Pick anything else here. Sniff anything, roll on anything. But when I say, hey, don't do that one thing, you're not allowed to do it. Now, for some of you, that will start in the house. Don't try and start with your dog barking outside. Start in the house, put a lead in your dog. When your dog does something you don't like, mark it. So pick a word, no, stop, bad, whatever you want to say. Take them away, give them a little time out, and don't let them do that. If your dog is doing something that you don't want them to do, it is your duty as an owner to let them know that. Because they're not trying to annoy you. They're just trying to do what they think is right. Now, I have a 5-step punishment sequence that I have my clients go through. But ethically, for me putting that online, it's a little bit dubious because I know that people will jump to this step and they'll ignore the other stuff. So you have to do the other stuff. No. Again, we have leaves whistling over there, got a little bit spooked. Hey, don't need to bark right now, don't do that. So there's a real life example of how that can be used. So I have clarity, hey, don't do that. Then we have a little bit of time. Now, what can I do? I can show her what to do instead. Yes! With my reward marker. And already we can see how these things will start to come together. But anyways, it's a real life example. I'm not going to show you the entire sequence. Start with what I've done so far, but just so you know, I have to be transparent. Being able to say no to your dog is a crucial piece of the puzzle. When we think about any relationship that we have, is it really a good relationship if you can't say to that person, I didn't like that. That made me feel this type of way. I would prefer you did that less in the future. No. People that you're close with and have a good relationship, you can do that. Other people, if you can't say that, chances are you don't have a very good relationship. So it's really, really important that we have that with our dogs. The ability to sometimes say no. So there you have it, 3 key steps to fixing your Cockapoo's reactivity. Fulfill their needs, teach them a yes, and teach them a no. Contrary to popular advice online, it really is that simple to transform your dog's behavior. And if you find this video useful, I guarantee you're gonna love this one.